normal setup position. Let me just, you can't see my head. There we go. So we're going to just start feet hip width apart, knees nice and soft, feet making a number 11, and we're just going to rock forwards and backwards just to get that core engagement going on. So as we come forward, you'll just start to notice a little contraction in the core. We're going to try and maintain that core engagement as we're rocking forwards and backwards, just transferring the weight over the feet. And then keeping that core engaged, coming back to center, finding neutral with the pelvis. So knees stay nice and soft. We're just going to really squeeze the tailbone underneath, so engaging through the glutes there, and then rocking forwards, arching that lower back. So rocking it backwards and forwards, just loosening off through that lower back. And then to find neutral spine, we're just going to slightly tuck the tailbone under, keeping that core nice and strong, drawing up through the pelvic floor as well, so it feels like we've got a nice tight corset on. Crown of the head up towards the ceiling, and nice big shoulder rolls, up, down, and back. Start to practice the breath here, so inhale and up, and exhale, sliding the shoulder blades down the back of the back. Morning, Jill. And then finally sliding those shoulder blades down and back. Let's take a deep inhale breath, reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. Take an exhale and then inhale as we extend through the spine. Open up the front of the body, just leaning backwards, but keeping that core switched on so we don't overextend. Let's just do a couple more of those. Inhale breath as we come back. Exhale as we draw back to center. So think about the rib and hip distance here. So increasing that distance and then sliding the rib back down towards the hip. Last one. Inhale, breath. And exhale, coming back. Well done. Just relaxing the arms down to the side. Grabbing hold of your bands now. Get a nice stretch across the chest. So if we just bring the arms out to about 45 degrees, maintain that nice neutral posture, so tailbones tucked under, core switched on. Take an inhale breath. We're going to bring the band up and over the head. And then exhale, bringing the band down the back of the back, getting a really nice stretch across the chest there. Try not to arch the back. Keep that spine in that neutral position and back over. Let's just do a couple more of these. Inhale. Nice and strong through the spine, engaging through the core, so we're not going like that. And then back up and over. And let's just do one more. Deep breath in as we come up. And exhale as we slide the band down the back of the back. Lovely. Coming back up and over. We're just going to relax the arms down to the side, keeping hold of the band. We're going to take it into our roll down. So take a deep inhale breath to prepare as we exhale. Chin comes towards the chest. Imagine the spine's along a brick wall and we're peeling the spine away from that brick wall, keeping that tummy button scooped up towards the spine, really working a nice C shape into the spine there. And at the bottom, we're just going to flop. So take a deep inhale breath. And then exhale, see if we can flop a little further down into that stretch. Take an inhale breath. Feel that really nice stretch down the back of the legs. Exhale a little bit further down into that stretch. On the next exhale breath, we're going to rebuild the spine. So start to draw the tummy away from the thighs, scooping the tummy up towards the spine, rolling back out. Reaching the top. Nice little shoulder roll, shoulders down and back. We're going to go down again. So take an inhale breath. Exhale, chin comes towards the chest. Start to peel the spine away from that brick wall. Really working that C shape. That looks nice. Just allow the arms to dangle. Allow that head to relax and neck to relax as well. So a little head nod. Little head shake just to help switch off those neck muscles. So there should be no creases in the back of the neck there. We're just flopping. And then lying the band down onto the floor, we're going to take a step into the center of the band. Take an inhale breath as we exhale this time, drawing the tummy button away from the thighs. And then we should start to pull against the resistance of the band, restack the spine there. And at the top, we're going to reset the shoulders. So shoulders down and back. So the band's anchoring those shoulders down. So we can get a really nice neck stretch in here. So just reaching the top of the left ear up towards the ceiling. Feel that length into the side, left-hand side of the neck. And then back to center. We're then going to bring the chin towards the chest. So we feel the length at the back of the neck. And then relax, and then we do the same on the other side. So the top of the right ear, we're reaching up towards the ceiling. Really anchor that right shoulder down with the band. And then back to center. Now we're going to bring the right ear down towards the right shoulder, and then bringing the chin towards the chest. So a nice little head roll. Left ear towards left shoulder, and then back through the center again. Really nice stretching down across the neck. Let's do a couple more. And the last one. Coming back to center, and then again lengthen the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, and we can stand off the band now. We're going to work some squats with the band. So if you bring the band, hands to shoulder width apart on the band, feet slightly wider than hip width, toes out on the diagonal. We're going to take it up into a full body stretch. Inhale, breath. As we exhale, we're going to come down into a nice deep squat. So lengthening through the band just to chest height here. And then exhale it up through the heel, back up into our full body stretch. Reach to the ceiling and then back down again. Lengthen, tension on that band. Exhale it back. Let's keep it going, just warming up through the legs. Lovely. Nice and deep with that squat. See if we can get the tailbone almost down to knee level. Nice. Exhale, push up through the heel. Last two. Inhale down, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen through that band. Lots of tension. Exhale back. Your band looks really tough, Rebecca, there. Really pull. And we're going to stay for 3, 2, 1, and back up through the heel as we reach up towards the ceiling, full body stretch, and then we can pop the band down to one side. I'm going to take it into tabletop now. So bring the feet parallel, toes pointing forwards. We're going to reach the arms out level with the shoulders. Take an inhale breath here. As we exhale, we're folding from the hips, so hinging from the hips, pushing that weight back over the heels, lengthening through the spine, so as much length as we can from the crown of the head down to the tailbone. Imagine we're balancing that tray of drinks on the back. We're holding for 3, 2, and 1. Bringing the hands down onto the floor. Hands flat to the floor if we can, so maybe widen out through the legs there a little bit, and we're going to take it into side lunge. So we're just going to bend through one knee, keeping the left foot flat to the floor. Feel that really nice stretch down the inside of the thigh. Pushing the bottom back up towards the ceiling and down to the other side. Again, keeping that foot nice and flat to the floor. Feel that lovely stretch down the inside of that straight leg. And then pushing back up, bottom back up towards the ceiling. Relaxing the head, neck and shoulders. Deep breath in, exhale, rebuild the spine, roll it back up. Nice and slowly. And at the top, nice big reset of the shoulders, shoulders down and back. Shuffling the feet back in, we'll make our way down to the mat. Slightly, so you might not be able to see my head for that bit, but we're going to stand at the end of the mat, feet hip width apart again. We're going to take it into tabletop, so take it up into full body stretch first. Nice inhale breath, exhale as we fold, hinging again from the hips. Feel that lovely stretch down the back of the legs there. Hold it here for 3, 2, And 1, softening through the knees, bring the hands down towards the floor. We're going to take it out into our plank. So coming down the mat, wrists underneath the shoulders, bottom nice and low, level with the body. We're just going to hold it here for 3 breaths, 2, and 1. We're going to push back up into downward dog now. So again, we're going to push the head through the arms. Keep the knees reasonably soft though. Heels back in towards the floor. And then back into plank. So we're just reaching that bottom up towards the ceiling. Keeping that core nice and strong throughout. And push. Into our downward dog. That's level 1. Level 2, we're coming into plank. As we push up into downward dog, we're going to reach right hand over to left shin. Tap. And then back into plank. Then same on the other side. So left hand up towards right shin, tap, and back into plank. So just take it at your level. Let's go for 1 more to each side. And last one. And tap back into our plank. Let's hold for 3, 2, and 1. Bringing the knees down nice and softly. Take it back into the heels. Take it into our child's pose. Have a quick breather. Take a couple of deep breaths. So sit back into the heels. Lengthen through the arms there. Really breathing into the back of the rib cage. And then we're going to work a little bit of rotation now. So back into our all fours position. Level 1, we're starting from all fours position. Right foot comes up next to the right hand. And we're going to rotate into that right knee, reaching up towards the ceiling. And then coming back to center, back to our 4-point kneeling. And then the same on the other side. So left foot, left next to left hand. Reach that left hand up towards the ceiling. And back to 4-point kneeling. So that's level 1. Level 2, we're working full plank. And we're going to reach right foot up, same thing. And rotate. Hand comes back down. Foot goes back out and off to the other side. So getting a nice stretch down the quad. Just keep that going. Working a little bit of rotation into the spine. Nice, Sheila. And step it back. Trying to keep that bottom level with the body at all times. Don't let those hips dip. Let's go for 1 more to each side. Step it up and through, down and out. Last one. Reach, lift, back, and back out into our plank. Well done. Bringing the knees down to the floor now. We're going to slowly lower ourselves down to the ground, work some half cobras. So working the back of the arms, the triceps. So hands underneath the shoulders, making sure those shoulders are down and back. Relaxing through the bottom here. Take an inhale breath. As we exhale, we're going to push up into cobra, keeping those elbows tucked to the side of the body. You should feel that in the triceps. We're going to lower halfway down. Inhale as we come down, elbows stay tucked in. Exhale, push back up. Making sure those shoulders don't creep up towards the ear. That's it, lovely. So the triceps are working all the time here because we're not lowering ourselves right down to the floor. We're just going halfway down and pushing back up. We're going to go for 6 more. Inhale it down. Exhale, push. Nice, Jill. Last 4. Targeting those bingo wings. 3, 2, Last one, inhale it down. Exhale, pushing up into cobra. Triceps should be on fire. Inhale, breath. Coming down slightly, we're going to come back up onto the knees and sit it back into the heels, into our child's pose. Nice. Take some nice deep breaths there. Have a little walk around with the hands to one side as well. Let's lengthen out those obliques. We're going to be working them next. And back through centre, over to the other side. Reach one hand on top of the other. Feel that length down the side of the waist. And then back to centre. Nice, well done. So working the obliques, we're going to work from kneeling today with obliques. So coming up into a standing kneel. Standing kneel. You probably can't see my head. Tucking that tailbone under. We're going to lengthen left foot out to the side. So the foot's level with the knee on the floor. We're going to come up, saluting with both hands to the side of the head. Can you actually see my head? There we go. So legs extended. We're going to reach down to the side. Inhale as we come down as far as we can. Then exhale, we're going to squeeze back up. So working this side of the waist. Inhale it down. Left hand side of the waist working there. So coming down, nice stretch. And then exhale as we squeeze back up to centre. Perfect. Let's keep it going. Exhale, squeeze. Perfect, let's keep it going. Inhaling away from that lengthened leg, that's it. Exhale it up. Last two. Exhale it up. And last one. And exhale as we come back up to centre. Nice, well done. Bringing both knees down to a standing kneel now. I'm just going to work the quads a little bit. I can't get my camera positioned right. So I'll come to the side here. So what we want to do is we want to tuck that tailbone under, so lengthening down through the quads. Take arms down by the side to start. As we exhale, we're just going to lean backwards, but keeping in a nice straight line with the torso. So working those quads and then back to centre. Inhale, breath. Exhale, leaning back, keeping that tailbone tucked under. Lovely. Nice, Gina. Let's keep it going. So you should start to feel that in the quads. Working with a nice and lengthened. Inhale it back. And exhale it up. And then we're going to start to work the obliques a bit. So arms going to stay out to the side, at level with the shoulders rather. And then we're just going to rotate through and back to centre. So just a slight bit of rotation to the spine. Perfect. We'll just keep that going. Keeping that body nice, keeping that tailbone tucked under so we're not hinging from the hips. Hips stay nice and straight. Let's go for one more to each side. And the last one. And back to centre, well done. Relaxing the arms down to the side. We're going to work the other side of the obliques now. So back to our standing kneel. Right foot goes out level with the knee. Both hands come up to salute, and we're taking an inhale breath as we come down. Almost try to get into the same diagonal as that leg. Exhale, squeeze back up to centre. There's an inhale breath, so you can go a little bit lower this time. And exhale it back. Perfect. Let's keep that going. Exhale it up. 4 more. Nice, Rex. Exhale, squeeze. Really try to draw that rib down towards the hip. Last two. And last one. Exhale, back up. Well done. Bring the knees down to the floor. We're going to come down into side lying now, working glutes. So coming down onto our sides. Feet level with the bottom. So imagine you've got a brick wall behind you. The spine's all the way down that brick wall. Soles of the feet are on that brick wall. Let's move the camera again. We're going to then bring the head down onto the hand or the arm, whichever you find most comfortable. So firstly, hips to stack, cores engaged, bring that, lift that waist up from the floor. We're going to lengthen through this top leg. We're going to just start with some simple leg raises, making sure there's no movement there from the hip. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Just checking with the waist, making sure we're not sinking into the floor. Really lengthening through this top leg as well. Perfect. We're then going to bring the foot down to hip level. We're going to start some very small circles here. So small controlled circles, no movement from that hip. Really engaging through that top leg. Starting to work that glute. If you're feeling a bit grippy in the hip, we can just bring that top hip over the bottom hip, and then you should start to feel it more in the glutes. Keep it going. 3, 2, 1. Take the circles back in the opposite direction. Keeping that leg lengthened. Keep it going. 3 more circles in this direction. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Bringing the knees and feet together. We're then going to take it into clam. So this week, we're going to clam. We're going to come up onto the elbow. If you have any shoulder problems though, stay down on the floor. So push the floor away with the elbow. Really pushing that elbow down into the floor so the neck, so the shoulder stays away from the ear. So nice triangle, strong triangle between the waist and the body, the mat and the body. We're going to bring up into clam again. Hips stay nice and still. Inhale as we close. Exhale, lift. Inhale, close. Perfect. So that's level 1. Keep going like that. Really working the obliques to keep that waist lifted. We don't want to be seeing that. So the shoulders creeps up. Keep that shoulder nice and strong. Level 2, we're going to come up and clam. And then back down again. So working both glutes and the obliques a little bit harder as well. Just making sure that shoulder stays very strong. So you should feel that in that other glute if we're going up to level 2 here. That's it, nice. Exhale, lift. Nice back. And down. Up. Keep the feet together. That's it. Exhale it up. Let's go for 3 more. 1, 2. Nice, mum. And last one. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then back down again. Well done. We can come all the way back down to the floor. Not quite finished yet. So then we're going to lift this top leg, parting the feet this time. We're going to work some internal rotation as we tap the knees together. And then exhale, toe tap. So inhale and exhale. So internally rotating as the knees come together, which feels quite odd. Exhale it back, open up that hip, keeping those hips nice and still. Let's go for 4 more. 1, 2, 3, And last one, toe tap, and bring those knees together. Well done. Glutes should be on fire now. Give them a good rub. We're going to go and switch over to the other side and do the other side straight away, so I don't forget this week. So we're starting on our sides, down on the floor. Let's see a thing. Down on the floor, head relaxed down onto the hand, or the arm, entirely up to you. So feet against that brick wall, spine against the brick wall. We're going to lengthen through this top leg first, engaging through that left quad, and just start with some simple hip leg raises, keeping everything facing the front here. So hip bone, knee, top of the foot. I don't want you to turn the leg out. That's it, just warming up that left side or right side. You've worked. Perfect. Let's go for one more leg raise. Really reaching through that top leg. Bringing the foot back to hip level. Let's start with some circles. Small controlled circles. You might find you're better on one side than the other. That's completely normal. Nice, Rebecca. Let's keep it going. Control those circles. Mine feels more of a squiggle on this side. 3, 2, 1. Circles in the other direction. Check in with that waist. Make sure it's not sinking into the floor. Imagine you have a piece of Lego underneath the waist there. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. Nice, well done. Bringing the knees and feet together. We're then going to take it into clam. So coming up onto the elbow, if you're okay with the shoulder, pushing the floor away with the elbow, so the shoulder's well away from the ear. We're going to start opening up that hip and closing. Nice strong triangle there between the waist and the mat. And then if we're taking it up to level 2, this is where we come up, clam, and control back down. So working both glutes, squeeze, and release back down. Perfect. Don't sink into that shoulder. Let's go for 4 more. Squeeze that hip open. 3, 2, lift. Nice, and last one. Exhale it up, open up that hip, and then bring the knees back together. Well done. Not quite finished yet. We're going to part the knees and the feet this time and work that internal and external rotation. So we're going to bring the knees together, internally rotating, externally rotating, tap those toes. So really working the hips here as well as the glutes and the core. Nice. So open that hip as wide as you can without rolling back. Let's go for 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Nice, well done. Bringing the knees back together. We'll then go onto our fronts and do a nice pigeon stretch. Just lengthen those glutes back out again. So coming onto all fours, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. We're going to bring that right knee up between the hands and then put that right foot just over the left knee and walk it back into that pigeon pose, leaning into that right glute. You should feel a really nice stretch in the bottom there. You can bring the elbows down, put some more weight into it, relax into that stretch. Hold it there for 3, 2, and 1. That felt nice. Bring the hands back up, push back up. Do the same on the other side. So left knee comes in between the hands. Slightly fold the left foot across the right knee and start to walk it back until we feel that really nice stretch into the bottom. Leaning into that left glute as well. bring the elbows down if you want or can, and just relax into that one. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Wriggling back out. We're going to come down onto our fronts now, working shoulders and upper spine, so still working posterior chain. So coming down onto our fronts, we're going to bring the arms down to the side, just underneath the shoulders, slightly pushing that pubic bone down into the floor, so just slightly engaging through the glutes this time. Take an inhale breath. As we exhale, we're going to lift up through the head and shoulders, keeping the weight nice and light in the hands, and then we're going to bring the arms out into a V shape, thumbs pointing up towards the ceiling. So reaching those arms away, working that upper back, and then I want you to bring the arms into a W. So bring the elbows through to the sides of the body, and then reach away into that V shape again. So elbows come in and down and reach. Keeping those head and shoulders hovering above the mat. So you should start to feel this across the shoulders, top of the spine. Keep that pubic bone pressed into the floor. Tummy button lifted. Squeeze and lengthen. Let's go for 4 more. 1, keeping those thumbs pointing up. 2. 3, and really lengthen. We're going to hold it here for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release back down to the floor. Well done. We're then going to push it up and come into a seated position. So sitting towards the front of your mat for this one, we're going to start with articulating through the spine, working a few roll-ups. So feet are hip width apart, arms out level with the shoulders, shoulders down and back, thumbs again pointing up towards the ceiling. So nice and tall through the spine. Inhale, breath to prepare. As we exhale, we're just going to pelvic tilt and roll down, halfway down till you feel the heels want to lift up from the floor. And then we're going to come back up. Arms are going to reach up towards the ceiling. Keep the elbows soft, lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, pelvic tilt. Roll it halfway down. Core switched on. And then reach up towards the ceiling at the top. Let's keep it going. And reach. Let's just go for a couple more of these. Exhale. And inhale as we reach up towards the ceiling. The last one. And back up. This time when we come down, we're going to come halfway down. Elbows come, arms come level with the shoulders. And then in that half roll down position, we're going to reach up to the ceiling. We're going for 4 to exhale, arms lift. 3, 2, and last one. Exhale, arms lift. Bring those arms back level with the body, and we're going to slowly place the spine 1 vertebrae at a time down onto that mat. Really, really control it down, lovely Bex. And then reach the arms behind the head. Nice. Lengthen out through the legs, take it into full body stretch. Lift the spine from the mat, feel that length down the front of the body there. Deep breaths. And then we're going to work some ab work now. So bringing the feet back up onto the floor. Tucking that tailbone underneath. So we're flattening the back down against the mat. So pubic bone slightly higher than the hip bones here. We're going to bring one hand behind the head just to support the head. Oh yeah, and just keep the left hand down the tummy. We're just going to feel that we're working these lower abdominals. So take an inhale breath. As we exhale, we're going to lift up through the head and shoulders. Don't pull up on the neck, flattening down those lower abdominals. So really sliding the ribs down towards the hips. Inhale, breath at the top, and then exhale, slowly place the spine back down. So this is just a bit of prep work. Exhale, ribs slide down towards the hips, flatten out those abdominals, hold it here, and then exhale it down. Making sure the spine doesn't lift at all, exhale it up, and lower it back down. So now we've got that imprint, we're going to bring both hands behind the head, take an inhale breath. As we exhale, we're going to lift it through the head and shoulders, looking down into the tummy button. Inhale, hold, exhale it back down. Let's go for a couple more. Exhale it up. Ribs towards hips. Try not to pull up on the neck. Last one. Exhale it up. Inhale, hold. Exhale it back down. Lovely, well done. Leaving the head down to the floor, bringing the arms down to the side of the body. We're just going to float one leg up to tabletop position, followed by the other leg, making sure that core's really working there to keep those legs in tabletop. We're going to start with the 100, so arms down by the side, collarbones out nice and wide, and we're going to start to hinge from the shoulder. Inhaling for 5, exhale for 5. Level 2, head and shoulders come up, reach forward with the arms, really strong pulses with the arms, in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it going. Level 3, lengthen out through the legs. Lower the legs if you want to work a little bit harder. Nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Keep it going, we're nearly halfway there. Nice, Jill. We're at 7, roughly. 8. 9. And 10. Well done. Bring the head and shoulders down. Hug the knees into the chest. Relax those abdominals. Have a little roll around there on the lower back. And the next exercise, we're going to work a crisscross the exercise, so working across the waist. So just bring the feet down to the floor to reset the spine again. So tuck that tailbone under, pubic bone's higher than the hip bone, lower back to nestle down into the floor. So really engage through that transverse muscle to secure the spine in that position. We're then going to exhale, legs up, one at a time. So we've got a 90-degree angle here at the hip and a 90-degree angle at the knee. We're going to bring the arms up towards the ceiling, anchor the shoulders, palms facing. So firstly, without the spine lifting, level 1, we're just going to inhale as the arms come behind the head and exhale, bring those arms back up towards the ceiling. Harder than it looks, making sure that spine doesn't lose imprint. Exhale. So we want to keep the rib and hip distance on both sides the same. We don't want to be increasing that length. Keep it nice and short. So that's level 1. Level 2, we're going to zip the knees and the feet together. As we come up, we're exhaling, reaching to one side of the knees. And then inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, reaching to one side of the knees. Almost try to reach down towards the heel. Nice and slow and nice and controlled. We can take it up another level. If you're crazy, we can lengthen out through the legs as well when the arms come behind the head. So exhale it up, squeeze, inhale, lengthen. Reach those legs away, making sure that spine doesn't lift. If you feel the spine lifting at all, just take the legs up rather than out. Really important that we maintain that imprint. Inhale, lengthen. Let's go for one more on each side after this one. And last one. Nice, well done. Bring the head and shoulders down, hug the knees in. Let's pop the feet down on the floor one at a time and take it out. We'll roll it across so we get a nice stretch across the way. So bring the hands behind the head for this one. Elbows nice and wide. Keeping the hips as close to the floor as we can. We're just going to roll the knees over to one side again, keeping both hips close to the floor. Just feel that stretch across the waist. What we don't want is rotation. We want to just feel that stretch into the waist. Nice deep breaths again. And then rolling the knees through the centre and over to the other side. And then coming back to centre again with the knees. We're then going to walk the feet a little bit closer to the bottom. So again, imprint the spine and then have the feet, the heels directly underneath the knees. So it's quite close to the bottom, arms down by the side. We're going to go up into shoulder bridge now, really open at the front of the body. So take an inhale breath. As we exhale, I want you to tilt the pelvis and then start to peel the spine up from the floor. One vertebrae at a time, squeezing those hips up towards the ceiling, still tucking that tailbone, so we're getting a really nice stretch down the front of the legs. Take an inhale breath here. As we exhale, we're bringing the arms up and over. Keeping those knees nice and still, take a deep breath in. And then as we exhale, we're coming back over with the arms and down with the spine. One vertebrae at a time as we start to place the spine down. So think about lengthening the spine down along the mat. That's it. Take a breath in, exhale, tilt and peel. Squeeze those hips up towards the ceiling. Keep that tailbone tucked under. Inhale, breath. Exhale, bring the arms over. Feel that lovely stretch down the front of the hip. Deep breath in. And then exhale as we bring the spine back down. Right, arms are going to stay on the floor on this one. Take an inhale breath. As we exhale, pelvic tilt. Peel the spine up. Squeeze those hips up towards the ceiling. Imagine we've got spirit level across the hip bones here. So level one, we're going to heel raise with the right heel. So lifting up through that right heel and lowering back down. Level two, we're going to tabletop that right leg, making sure the hips stay level and lower. So weight going through that left heel and lower. We're going to go for 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and last one, 4. Bring the foot down flat to the floor. Inhale breath, exhale, lengthen the spine down along the mat. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side now. So inhale breath, exhale, pelvic tilt, arms stay down by the sides. Squeeze those hips up towards the ceiling, tailbone stays tucked under, feel that stretch down the hip. Level one, left heel raise. So just lifting and lowering that left heel. Level two, tabletop that left leg. 1, going for 4. 2, make sure both hips stay level. 3, nice, and last one, 4, lovely. Bring that foot down. Inhale, breath here. Exhale, slowly place the spine down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Nice. Just walking the feet away a little bit. Now, so spine's imprinted, legs are out, and we're going to work teasing now. So we're going to reach that right leg out to 45 degrees. So the thighs are parallel. And we're going to bring the arms behind the head, Take an inhale breath. As we exhale, we're going to roll up and reach it towards that toe, big toe. Inhale, hold, and exhale, lower it back down. Lovely. If we can, coming up onto the sit bone, so inhale, breath, exhale, reach, hold on that inhale, lengthen through the spine there, exhale, slowly place it back down. We're going for another 2 on this side. Deep breath in, exhale it up, inhale, hold, lengthen, exhale back down. That's it, lovely Rebecca. Last one, deep breath in, exhale, reach. Don't worry if we're not up onto the sit bones. And then exhale, lower back down. Nice, well done. Dropping that foot down to the floor. Same on the other side, so the left leg reaches out to 45. Inhale, breath, exhale. Chin to chest, reach up towards that big toe. Hold it there and lower it back down. Lovely, inhale, breath. Exhale up, nice mum. Hold and lower. Nice, Becky. Last 2. Exhale, actually not sure how many, but hey ho. Hold and lower. Last 1, deep breath in. Exhale it up. Hold it there and lower it back down. Nice, Sheila. Well done. Bring the arms behind the head. Lengthen away the legs. Again, lift the spine up from the mat. Really lengthen down the front of the body there. Deep breaths into the bottom of the lungs, into the back of the lungs, side of the lungs. Time wheel. I won't leave it too long before we stretch off this week. So we're going to come up into seated next. So we're going to bring the arms up towards the ceiling, anchor the shoulders down, take an inhale breath and roll it up, using those tired abdominals, chin to chest. If we need to use the elbow for a little bit of assistance, fine. Reach it nice and tall at the top. Inhale breath, exhale, forward fold, reach for the feet. Feel that nice stretch down the back of the legs there. Nice deep breaths. And release. So next exercise we're going to work is a bit of rotation. We're going to work saw. So if you want to, if you're a bit tight in the hamstrings, lower back, perhaps sitting on a cushion or a couple of cushions just to elevate the bottom will help. If not, legs out nice and wide. Start really tall on the sit bone. So crown of the head towards the ceiling. Arms level with the legs here. Inhale, breath. As we exhale, we rotate and reach. Try and soar off that little toe. 3 pulses. And then inhale it back to center. So exhale, back thumb turns down as we reach. 2, 3, and back to center. Lovely. Keeping both sit bones here anchored down into the cushion or the floor, so we're not lifting up through the hip. We want to feel the stretch across the spine and back to center. Keeping the spine nice and tall and reach. Lengthen in the center. And back. Let's go for a couple more on each side. Inhale it back, last ones. And last one, rotate and reach. 2 and 3. Inhale it back and relax the arms down. I'm just going to work a little bit of hip mobility while we're seated. So just bringing the feet flat to the floor, keeping nice and wide with the legs. You're going to bring the hands behind the body, fingers pointing away from you. Chest's nice and proud, so the spine's nicely lengthened. We're just going to roll the knees down to one side and then back through the center and down to the other side. So just mobilizing through that hip. That's level 1. Level 2, we can add in a little stretch. So reaching with that arm to the side that we're rolling down, reach. And then level 3s, we're going to come up and reach. You can see that. So roll it across, bottom knee stays down, top leg reaches, that's it. So getting a really nice stretch into the side of the body. That's it, that's lovely. Nice, Sheila. Nice, Rebecca. Keep it going, let's do one more on each side. And last one, reach. And lower it back down and back to center. Well done. And then we're going to sit back to the front of your mat. We're going to roll it back down to the floor and work a bit of rolling back. So arms level with the shoulders. Inhale, breath, exhale, pelvic tilt. Slowly start to place the spine down, one vertebrae at a time. So we're nicely imprinted there. Arms come up towards the ceiling and then exhale, keeping that imprint. We're bringing one leg up, tabletop, followed by the other leg. You can bring the arms down to the side now. We're going to soften through the angle of the knee. So just, I'm not very good with angles. We're just going to cross one leg over the other, so we've increased that angle. Level 1, rolling back. We're going to take an inhale breath as we just slowly lower the legs down, keeping that imprint. And as we exhale, bring the knees towards the chest, lifting those hips up from the floor, pushing the weight into the arms, and then slowly lower the spine back down. Try to use the core as much as we can on this exercise. So try to keep the weight reasonably light into the hands. You can use them to assist you, but mainly we want to be working the core, not arms. So it's a slight little dip, keep that imprint. Exhale, bring the legs up and over. So really working lower abdominals there. Those of you who are fine with rolling back, just uncross the legs, lengthen the legs out, and exhale, legs come all the way up and over. If the feet come down to the floor, great. Just don't go back on the neck. Make sure the weight's over the shoulders, and then slowly lower the spine down. One vertebrae at a time, legs come out to 45, keep that imprint. Exhale, hips lift up, legs come over. So just take it at your level. If we're working level 1, it's actually harder level 1 because you're not getting that nice stretch at the end. So we're constantly working, pushing down into the floor with the arms just to help assist lifting those hips. Just work, just try to increase the lift. Just trying to get those hips slightly a bit higher up off the floor. Using a bit of momentum as well, if you like. Make it a little bit quicker. That's it back. And lowering it back down. So it's one of those exercises that can have a nice play around with. And if you want to enjoy the stretch, prop the hands underneath the bottom and just enjoy that really nice posterior stretch. And then slowly lower it back down. So it's a bit of a work in progress this one. Let's do one more. Exhale it up. Lengthen. And then exhale as we lower it back down. One vertebrae at a time. Well done. Bring the knees in. Have a little roll around. And then we'll do some nice stretching. So popping the feet down onto the floor. We're going to then straddle the mat with the feet. Bringing the arms out to the side, palms facing up towards the ceiling. Inhale, breath here. As we exhale, we're going to roll the knees in one direction, rolling the head in the opposite direction. So getting a really nice diagonal stretch across the body. Again, keep the hips as flat to the floor as we can. And really try to bring that knee down. So knee down as close to the floor as we can. So getting that stretch into the hip there. Deep breaths. And then rolling knees and head through the center, over to the other side. Hips stay as close to the floor as we can, knees come as close to the floor as we can, rolling the head away from the knees. Nice deep breaths. And then back to center with the head and the knees. Let's just stretch out the glutes a little bit more. So bring the feet back in level with the hips. We're just going to bring the foot, one foot across the knee, push the knee out to the side, and then we can bring the leg up into tabletop as well if you want to just deepen that stretch there, or you can keep it down on the floor. But whilst we're in that stretch, just lift the spine up from the floor again. You should feel a nice deep stretch into the glutes as the spine lifts. So really arching through the back there. And then bring the foot down, both feet down, same on the other side. So either foot stays down, make sure the imprint's in the spine is burst before we go into stretch. Once we're in our position, lift the spine. Feel that nice deep stretch into the bottom. And then bring that foot down. Bring the other foot down, taking it out into a full body stretch. Really lengthen through arms and legs. Imagine somebody's pulling hands and feet in opposite directions. Have a good circle of wrists and ankles as well. We're going to roll it up into seated. So if you want to have a little practice with the roll up here, because I don't ever like just to sit up, grabbing hold behind one knee. Take an inhale breath as we exhale. Chin comes to the chest and just roll the spine back up, back out. That's it. So nice and tall on the sit bones. We're going to come out nice and wide with the legs again. Taking it up into a full body stretch. Reach for the ceiling. Spine nice and tall and just reach it forwards. As far forwards as we can. Feeling that lovely stretch down the inside of the legs. All the way down the spine. Have a little walk across to one side, grabbing hold of the foot or lower part of the leg, leading with the chest. Just try and lower the chest down towards the knee. And then back through the center, over to the other side, grabbing hold of foot, lower leg, and lead with the chest. Bring it back to center again. Walk the hands back towards you. Restack the spine. Just going to stretch out through the obliques now. So we're going to bring the right hand out in front, spread the fingers. Left arm reaches up and over the head, down towards that right foot. Really lengthening through the side of the body. And then I want you just to walk that right hand away like a spider, just bringing that shoulder through. Take the gaze up towards the ceiling. And then back up to center. Left hand out in front, spread the fingers, right arm reaches up and over down towards that left foot, and then just walk the hands as far away as you can, just bringing that shoulder through, taking the gaze up towards the ceiling. And then bring it back to center. We're then coming down onto our fronts just to stretch out with a cobra stretch. So bring the feet again, so straddling the mat, so nice and wide with the legs there, feet on either side of the mat. Hands underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers again, so index fingers are pointing forwards. Shoulders down and back. Take an inhale breath as we exhale. Push the floor away, coming up. Try to relax the bottom, keep those hips down there, feel that stretch down the front of the body. And then we're just going to lower it down halfway, engaging through the core. We're coming up onto the knee. So watch that lower back as we fold up and sit back between the heels this time, lowering that upper body down into the floor. And then I want you to lift up through the right arm. So keeping the right hand on the floor. So lift up through that right shoulder. Take the gaze just underneath that right arm, pushing that left shoulder down into the floor. And then bring it back to center. Same on the other side. So pushing that right shoulder down as the left shoulder lifts. Just take the gaze underneath that left arm. I've got cramp. And then bring it back to center, really lowering that upper body down into the mat. And then folding back up onto all fours again. Shoulders come over the wrists, knees come over the hips, taking it into our cat stretch. So keeping the elbows nice and soft. Inhale, breath here as we exhale. Tailbone really tucks under, chin comes towards the chest, scoop up the tummy, and push up into the spine. And then we're going to come back to neutral and beyond. So start to gently squeeze the shoulder blades together, really stick out the bottom. And then I just want you to turn the head, have a little glimpse over the shoulder, just snaking that spine back to center, over to the other side. Back to center. Let's take it back into our cat stretch again. So chin to chest, tailbone under, push up into the back. And then back through neutral, gentle squeeze of the shoulder blades, bottom sticks right out. Gaze is about 1 meter on the floor in front of the hands, so the neck stays in line with the spine. We don't want to throw the neck back, head back. And then back to neutral. Neutral spine, toes turn under. Have a little sit back into the heels first. Inhale, breath as we exhale. We're pushing knees up off the floor, rolling those heels back into the floor as the head comes through the arms. Have a little pedal here, just easing those heels. Keep the knees soft though, don't lock the legs out. And then we're just going to push both heels down towards the floor as we slowly walk the hands back. Weight transfers back into the feet again. We're back to our flock position, so heads relaxed, necks relaxed, arms dangling. Inhale, breath as we exhale. Scoop the tummy and roll the spine. Rebuild 1 vertebrae at a time, coming up nice and slow. And when we reach the top, some really big shoulder rolls there, and pop those shoulders back down.